All right, welcome back to another exciting edition of Cody's Game Shelf. Let's take a look at what I've got on this one. First of all, we're going to start off right here. We got Waterloo Solitaire and Bismarck Solitaire. These are both great games. I like Waterloo better, but Bismarck's fun as well. These are both great games, book games. You just flip through and you can see the game you play there. Anyway, a lot of fun. Really like those quite a bit from Worthington. This is kind of my Worthington shelf, with the exception of this bad boy over here. This is Fort Circle Games. That is Shores of Tripoli. Very fun game about the Barbary Pirates War. Kind of an area control war game. Kind of reminds me of Twilight Struggle. Kind of a mini Twilight Struggle. Doesn't play nearly as long, but it's really fun, really intense. There's a solitaire version. I haven't played the solitaire version. I probably need to at some point, but I really enjoy Shores of Tripoli. All right, Worthington Soviet Don. I've done a playthrough of this. This one is, again, a solitaire game. It's a States of Siege game. You are the Soviets as the enemy armies are coming at you. You're trying to defend yourselves from them. You're trying to be able to hold these enemy armies at bay while you win either a military victory or a political victory. A lot of dice rolling, a lot of chance in this game, but it's a lot of fun. I really like it. This is Hidden Strike, American Revolution. This is kind of an area control. It almost feels like a card game, but you are moving units on a board to specific kind of conflict zones. And you're trying to win more of the conflict zones than the British are. But this also has some game modes in it. You can play it competitive, cooperative. You can play it with a hidden traitor. I've only played it cooperative and solo. But anyway, it's a pretty fun game. More like a card game, as I say. Chancellorsville 1863, and these three here are all designed by Maurice Suckling. Chancellorsville 1863, this is a great Civil War game. It's the system where you're rolling die. You've got core you're trying to maintain, but you roll die and kind of typically based on doubles usually determines whether you get hits or you get hit yourself. This is cool because it's got like a hidden map. It's got you've got the main game board, and then you each have these like hidden maps. You put these little screens on so you can do some hidden movement stuff. And that's a cool aspect of the game. I wish they'd expanded it a little bit more, and I think they're making more games that kind of have that and have that kind of an expanded capacity. But Chancellorsville is a great game. Freeman's Farm, also from Maurice Suckling. This is fantastic. I have done live streams of this game a few times. It's really fun. I love playing it solo. Love playing it with other people. Actually, it was down in Salt Lake a few weeks ago. I played it with Zach, and he fell in love with it too. It's just a phenomenal, phenomenal game. Napoleon Returns, 1815. This one's fun. It's kind of similar. It's got a core system, a core cohesion system where you're trying to keep your core together. But essentially, you've got the French on one side, you've got the English and the Prussians on the other, and the English and the Prussians, they don't know what Napoleon's objective is because you got different objective cards, so you don't know where he's heading. When you actually go do battle, it's you're playing cards. You're trying to match the cards. I play artillery. You got to play artillery. Then we see if we swap. Then I play cavalry. You got to play cavalry or infantry, or et cetera, et cetera. But it's a fun game. I really like Napoleon 1815. 1944, Battle the Bulge. This is a great game. It was funny because before I played this, I was actually looking for a game based on Battle the Bulge that I could play in an evening, play in 2 or 3 hours. And it's kind of hard to find them. I played Paul Koenig's Six Panzer Army a while ago, and I'd gotten rid of it, and I kind of felt bad. I'm like, I wish I'd kept that one. But then this came out, and this one is like super fun. And I know they're doing, I think the Kickstarter's just finished for the same one in this system, but it's like D-Day to the Rhine. Really fun. You've got counters, but they almost act like blocks where you're rotating them based on strength. You don't rotate them, you actually swap them out, flip them over, and then swap them out. But you've also got some scenario stuff. You can pick different objectives so the game doesn't play the same every time. But it's a really fun Battle of the Bulge game. Struggle for Europe, 1939-1945. This is a good one, too. I really like this one because it's a deck destruction game. It's kind of like Lincoln. And if you want to do certain things, you have to get rid of cards. And, of course, the Axis start out a lot stronger than the Allies, but gradually over the course of the game, the Allies get stronger. But it's a real smooth system, a fun system. It's a card game you can play in Europe for the whole European War in about 2 hours. So it's pretty fun. I know GMT came out with a game years ago called Hitler's Reich, which promised to be like the whole European war, a real simple European war card game with a board in about 2 hours, and that one was kind of a fiasco. I did not care for that game. So I was delighted when I played this one, and that kind of scratched that itch. Really fun game. French and Indian War, 1754 to 57 or 17, I can't remember the years. Anyway, French and Indian War is a lot of fun. It is a block war game, but you're trying to control the Atlantic. It's one of those games that your resources are kind of stretched to the limit. But there's things you want to do, so there's moments where you just have to take chances. If you want to win, you just have to take chances. Very good job there. Keep Up the Fire, the Boxer Rebellion. This is another States of Siege game. This one's set during the Boxer Rebellion, where you've got the different foreign legations, the Americans, English, French, Austrians, Italians, Russians, et cetera, Japanese. And they're trying to defend the foreign their legation compound from the Chinese who are trying to take it over. And that's going on one board, while at the same time on another board you've got a relief army marching toward the legation. Really good States of Siege game. Keep Up the Fire. And then finally we've got Tarawa 1943, another great solitaire game with the Battle of Tarawa in, surprisingly, 1943. You're drawing cards that give you certain tactics, but you're making choices every turn about attacking, consolidating, reorganizing, retargeting, and then you draw a card from the Japanese who do something that can be quite brutal. They can do bonsai charges or fire attacks, and you're just trying to hold on. But it's a very fun game. Again, relatively quick game, plays about an hour. Very good World War II solitaire game. I really like Tarawa 1943 quite a bit. All right, so that is episode 2 of this series. Let me know what you think about these games, and should they stay on my game shelf? Let me know. All right, thanks a ton. Bye-bye.
Please somebody help me on my feet again.